The only reason I saw Chelsea Green is because I was on Instagram looking at her build a house. But it's like you have a spot for Jelly Roll. I mean, what a crazy 2 nights of action we just got from SummerSlam. Man, that show was fire. Let's jump right into it. We opened the show with our host this year, Cardi B. She brought the energy. She was looking great. You already know she's a high-profile rapper, so this kind of energy, this kind of environment was to be expected, and she 100% delivered. On to the first match. We got Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker. Jey Uso's entrance was absolutely fire. This dude never ceases to amaze me. I believe on commentary, as Jey Uso was walking through the crowd, they said something like they couldn't even see him. They were trying to play a Where's Waldo game, and that was a perfect little example. Jey Uso was killing it. He walked to the ring. Of course, his cousin Roman Reigns followed after that. Roman Reigns' aura off the chain. Dude, Roman Reigns is to the point where he doesn't even look like a real human being. Call it whatever you want. If you watch, you understand what the hell I'm talking about. Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed then make their entrance, and Bronson Reed is wearing the shoes that he stole of Roman Reigns around his neck. I just thought that was fire. I believe Michael Cole said Bronson Reed calls this the Shula Fala. I laughed. He said Bronson Reed also called himself the Tribal Thief. Again, I laughed. That was hilarious. Match kicks off. Jey Uso goes for a hot tag, and Bron Breakker runs in. This dude is so fast. This dude is so big. It doesn't even make any goddamn sense. Jey Uso runs and he dives to make the tag. Bron Breakker just picks him right out of the air. It was crazy. You have a swan dive by Roman Reigns, and I can understand why he was the first ever superstar to sign with the Jordan brand. This dude did the swan dive and he almost landed at the top of the entrance ramp. He almost cleared everything. I don't even think Roman Reigns knew he had that much hops. There's a spot where we'll get to that. There's a spot where Bron Breakker, he was getting pumped up. He pulled his straps down. He had him down. He put him up just to pull him back down. You could tell this dude was feeling it. Bron Breakker gets what it is to be a WWE superstar. The future is so bright for this guy. Just the fact that he's, not main eventing, but he's in a big profile match with Roman Reigns and former heavyweight champion Jey Uso, that can't hurt you whatsoever. This is SummerSlam. This is considered one of the big 4 pay-per-views. Also, shout out to Bronson Reed. He's doing his thing. He's clearly holding up. There was a spot where Roman Reigns and Jey Uso hit the 1D. I didn't even know what the hell they were setting up for. For some reason, it did not click that they would even attempt this move. If anybody knows, that was a move that Jay and Jimmy did together as a brother. And before that, the Dudleys, it was called the 3D. That is one of my favorite moves of all time, if not number 1. It's definitely top 3. That move is beautiful. Anywho, we get a spot where Bron Breakker is going to spear Jey Uso. Roman Reigns pushes him out of the way. Jey Uso clears up, he clears house. He hits the splash. 1, 2, 3. Jey Uso and Roman Reigns are your winners. SummerSlam's first match is in the books. Next up, we got Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez for the tag team titles. As Charlotte was making her entrance, I genuinely smiled. If you've been watching a little bit of the backstage stuff, you know that Charlotte has been kind of going through it lately. I feel like her character did get a little bit stale, so like the fact that she seems like more normal, more relatable. I do like this bigger sister role she's playing with Alexa Bliss. It's nice. It's good to see Charlotte happy. Again, I genuinely smiled. Good for them. Charlotte made her entrance, and she was wearing so many jewels, so much jewels. There's actually a car in Scarborough, and it's bedazzled as hell. I will put a picture up on screen. And it's funny because as she was making her entrance, I was like, oh, this kind of reminds me of something. Oh man, the match takes place. Charlotte gets a hot tag. The place explodes. Again, the fans just love Charlotte Flair. She does this really beautiful cartwheel clothesline. I love it. There's a spot in the match where she hits a moonsault on both Alexa Perez, who the hell is that? Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. She hits a double moonsault on them. Eventually, these guys, before the end of the match, Alexa Bliss actually hits Charlotte Flair, and there's a little bit of tension there. Obviously, it was a mistake. Match comes to an end. Alexa Bliss is setting up for the sister Abigail, and Charlotte is kind of just standing in the corner. And upon first watch, it was kind of awkward for me. It kind of looked like Charlotte Flair was just waiting for Raquel Rodriguez to get into the ring so she could do her spot. But the commentators, the guy on commentary, they showed you why they make the big bucks. They cleared it up for me. Michael Cole just explained that as they were doing their thing, we didn't know if Charlotte Flair was going to hit Alexa Bliss and get her lick back. So they kind of planted the seeds in my head, like, okay, cool, is Charlotte gonna turn heel, yada, yada, yada. Not Roxanne Perez, so many R's. Raquel Rodriguez enters the ring. Charlotte Flair hits her with a big boot. Alexa Bliss hits Roxanne Perez with the Twisted Bliss 1, 2, 3, new tag team champions. Blah, easy for me to say. Next, we get Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross, and to be honest, nothing against both of these guys, but this did not feel like a SummerSlam biggest party of the summer kind of match. I literally just have one note written here. Sami wins after ejecting the pipe from Scarlett. Hey, that sounds crazy, but you know what I mean. She handed him a weapon to use it, to have Sami Zayn embrace his dark side. He didn't use it. He just beat Karrion Kross clean, one-on-one. 1, 2, 3, Sami Zayn's your winner. I could have done without this match, but hey, I'm glad I will never... These guys went out there, they got a big-time paycheck. Good for them, man. Good for them. Next, we get Jade Cargill, Miss Queen of the Ring, versus Tiffany Stratton, the WWE champion. Tiffany goes for a moonsault, but it gets reversed when Jade puts her long legs up in the sky, in the air, and it looked amazing. Tiffany Stratton sold this like she just got a shotgun blast to the face. Jade Cargill hit her finish, but Tiffany got her foot on the ropes. She hit Jaded, and they kind of rolled. Tiffany's foot was on the ropes almost immediately, and as much as Jade Cargill has improved, this kind of shows that there's some work that needs to be done. I don't know if the spot was always to have her foot on the ropes, but the fact that it was on the ropes immediately, that could have been cleaned up a little bit. Ref counted one, but he shouldn't have counted anything. Small nitpick, these women look phenomenal. I love how Jade looked. She represented Jamaica in the green, black, and gold. That was phenomenal. Tiffany Stratton looked great. And like I said earlier, Jade showing signs of improvement. She didn't pick up the W tonight, but her time is coming. Tiffany Stratton, still your WWE Women's Champion. Next, we get Jelly Roll and Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. And although Jelly Roll impressed me, I won't lie, he ate a big bump by Logan Paul, and this looked phenomenal. Shout out to Logan Paul, by the way. He did the chairs, he toasted, Prime was flying everywhere. It was a very nice visual. Jelly Roll ate that table like... Jelly Roll ate the table spot like a champ. Eventually, Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre picked up the victory when Jelly Roll got hit with a Claymore. Let me say this to end this little match here. Shout out to Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre, but I'm not going to lie, I am kind of tired of celebrity matches. Like, Jelly Roll should have had a performance, which he did. I'm pretty sure he had a performance during the night. But I feel like not every celebrity needs to have a match, especially when you look at, like, I don't know, like, this is your biggest party of the summer. There's no Zelina Vega. There's no United States champion on your women's side anywhere to be found. The only reason I saw Chelsea Green is because I was on Instagram looking at her build a house. But it's like you have a spot for Jelly Roll. I mean, even if they just put 4 women in, gave them a payday, had them battle for your United States Championship, that would have been cool. It's just seeing Jelly Roll in a spot, biggest party of the summer, when you'd have people actually in the company busting their ass. It just left a little bit of a weird taste in my mouth. Punk versus Gunther. These guys were going at it like they were trying to kill each other. Gunther was just laying it on. Big kicks, big chops, big power moves. There was a point where CM Punk, they were brawling on the table outside of the ring. CM Punk kind of trips Gunther up. He busts, I don't know if this was legit. I did notice Gunther kind of rolled underneath the announce table, so maybe it was a shoot. Either way, the blood looked phenomenal. These guys were just going at it. Gunther loses the match. He gets hit with one big GTS. He gets hit with a big GTS. He's still standing on his feet. So CM Punk says, yeah, you don't want to fall? Grabs him, hits him with another one. Man, this looked brutal. 1, 2, 3. CM Punk is your brand new World Heavyweight Champion. But not for long. Seth Rollins' music's hit. He walks to the ring with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is flaunting the briefcase. Seth says something along the lines of, enjoy it while you can. Seth, with crutches in hand, turns around. And we're like, is he gonna cash in? Is he done? Is he done? Okay, no, maybe he's just warning him. He throws his left crutch to the side, his right crutch to the side. He pushes them down. He takes his brace off. He runs to the ring. I actually made a skit of what CM Punk should have did, which is basically get the hell out of here. But it was almost like watching, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Power Rangers, but when these guys, the Power Rangers were morphing and the bad guys would kind of just stand there and wait for the morph to happen. That's what this reminded me of. Punk, you should have got the hell out of there. Little did he know he wouldn't be World Heavyweight Champion for much longer. Punk puts up a little bit of a fight, but because of obviously going through the battle with Gunther, he was no match for a fresh Seth Rollins. We get a stomp. 1, 2, 3. You're a new World Heavyweight Champion, Seth freaking Rollins. And that ends night 1. Let's jump right into night 2, man. Let's keep it rolling. Night 2, Naomi versus Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley. These ladies have great chemistry. Naomi's entrance was so fire. I wonder how she felt having her pops play guitar and having her walk out. That must have been such a beautiful moment. She looked great, of course. Ladies are going at it. Beautiful triple threat match. Rhea Ripley hits a riptide to Io Sky. She pins her. 1, 2. Oh, Naomi grabs Rhea Ripley, balls her up. 1, 2, 3. And still your Women's World Heavyweight Champion, Naomi. Which I predicted. Shout out to Naomi. Excellent match. Excellent match. Great booking. Great winner. I love that she kept her championship. Next, we get the men's tag team title match. And this match was pure chaos. Tommaso Ciampa had a spot where he was hanging above the ladder. There's a little clamp that holds the belts, and he held it, and I don't even know he almost his feet were vertically pointed up into the sky. It legitimately looked like some shit that Spider-Man would pull off. And the core strength to get that done. Shout out to Tommaso Ciampa, man. Holy smokes. Candice LeRae, which is Johnny Gargano's wife, she got involved. She climbed the ladder. She looked like she was gonna pull the championship titles down to have DIY retain. She got tipped off of the ladder. She fell outside the ring, through another ladder. This was crazy. You have Uncle Howdy jumping in. This match was just madness. It was so fast-paced. It was so brutal looking. Shout out to everybody involved. At the end of the day, the Wyatt Six retain. They are still your tag team champions. Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch for the Intercontinental Championship, and this match was very physical again. These guys were wrestling like the rent was due, like they were in a stadium of 15 trying to get their spot, and it's good to see the hunger, especially from Lyra Valkyria. She's young, she's up and coming, she wants her spot, but shout out to Becky Lynch too, because she's a veteran. She could easily take her foot off the gas. She has nothing left to prove. But like I said, these ladies were wrestling like the rent was due. Super physical match. There was a spot where they introduce a toolbox into the ring, and from the toolbox, Becky Lynch gets this little zip tie. She zip ties Lyra's hands. There's a spot where she hangs Lyra over the ring post. She's just beating her with the kendo stick. I would love to see some updated pictures of Lyra Valkyria's abdomen. Get your mind out the gutter. I just want to see the welts and stuff, because Becky Lynch really was not giving up. There was a spot though I noticed where Lyra Valkyria took a big bump, and it's almost, I don't know if the zip tie broke or if her hands just got free. Even on commentary, they kind of mentioned this, but as she slipped her hand back in or fixed the zip ties around her wrists, they kind of played it off. They were like, look, it broke, the impact broke it. And then as she slipped her hands back in, they were like, oh no, well, I just thought she got her hands free. That was not the case. I just thought she got lucky. With her hands tied, Lyra Valkyria goes to the top of the ropes. She hits a moonsault. I can't even do a moonsault with my hands free. So shout out to these ladies, man. I don't understand how you even figure out you can do something like that. Anyway, there's a chair spot. Becky Lynch gets Lyra Valkyria's head almost I don't know if it was the head or the body. Either way, she was in a very vulnerable position. Becky Lynch pulls out a friggin' crowbar like the Joker. She wheels it over her head and she goes to smash Lyra with it. Who stops it? Bayley. Bayley grabs the crowbar. Bayley and Becky start fighting for a bit. Bayley gets a chain and she's up on the apron. At this point, Lyra and Becky are in the ring. She goes to hit Becky Lynch and Becky Lynch moves out of the way. So Bayley hits Lyra with the chain. Now they're gonna play this off. I don't know if they're gonna play this off as a mistake, but you can easily say if it was a mistake, why not break the pinup? That's what went through my mind. So I actually can't wait to see where this goes. Bayley nails Lyra Valkyria with the chain. Becky Lynch pins Lyra. 1, 2, 3, and still your Intercontinental Champion, Lyra Valkyria. That spot with the zip tie was a little bit weird, and you'll see exactly why when we get into our next match. Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu. Again, another hard-hitting match. These guys were going at it, fighting like the rent was due. Jacob and Solo really laying into each other, but you knew it was only a matter of time until Jacob's goons came to the ring. And about 5 or 6 minutes into the match, they did. The whole MFT squad, they come out. Jimmy Uso comes out by himself. I don't know where the hell he was going by himself. If you're gonna show up by yourself, at least bring a weapon, bro. Like, it's a cage match. You want to defend yourself? You want to defend Jacob Fatu? Bring something, bro. As big as your family is, you couldn't have made a call. But whatever, I digress. They all head to the ring. Jimmy is brawling with the MFT. He takes out 2. And the bigger dude, I don't even remember his name. I'll find it. I'll put it on screen. There's just so many people in this goddamn family. But anyway, we get to a spot where handcuffs are brought out. Jacob Fatu gets handcuffed to the top of the cage. Solo looks like he's just gonna crawl out. Easy pickings. You know, he's handcuffed. This match is a wrap. Jacob Fatu breaks the handcuff. He stops Solo Sikoa. And then like a minute later, Solo Sikoa just leaves. Now, of course, there's a post-match beatdown. So it looks like Jacob Fatu is standing on top. Jimmy Uso is standing tall. But this ending was just a little bit strange to me. So you have the previous match with Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch. They have a zip tie. And it seems to be the strongest thing in the world. Like, even when their hands are free, they put them back in because they're trying to sell the strength of the zip tie. But then here you have literally metal handcuffs and he just breaks it with like one swing. Why not swap the props? That's the thing that was in my mind. If Lyra wasn't supposed to get out of the zip tie, why not give them the handcuff spot? And if Jacob was supposed to just break a goddamn handcuff, why not just give him a zip tie? You could play it off like, oh, he rubbed the plastic on the hard metal or something like that. This was just weird. I feel like it's almost like they just grabbed the wrong props for the match. Especially back to back, where you could just easily and clearly come to this conclusion on your own. But whatever. Solo Sikoa wins by way of interference. The numbers game was just too much for Jacob Fatu, as I predicted. So far, I'm 4 for 4 on predictions, but here's where things go downhill. AJ Styles versus Dominic Mysterio. I had my money on AJ. AJ, he came up short. And it's unfortunate. Shout out to Dominic Mysterio, but it's just like when you got backing on somebody and they lose, it just takes the wind out of you. But whatever, it didn't take the wind out of the match. This match was very, you could tell they were paying tribute. Dominic Mysterio dressed up as Rey Mysterio. AJ Styles dressed up as Eddie Guerrero. There were spots where like they would hit the steel chair on the floor, throw the chair to their opponent. They were playing the Eddie Guerrero hits, and the finish came when Dominic Mysterio unlaced his boots. Pardon me. He unlaced his boots, and when AJ Styles went for the calf crusher, obviously with the boot being loose, he kind of just rolled off of him, boot in hand. Dominic Mysterio was able to win this match because he tricked AJ Styles out of a victory. It was the same finish, WrestleMania, Eddie Guerrero versus Kurt Angle. It was kind of nice. It was nice to watch. I wish AJ would have won, only because I said he would have. And so now I'm 4 for 5. It is what it is. Main event time. Oh my goodness. John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. These guys, you could tell it was John Cena's last hurrah. He went out there, he left no stone unturned. And shout out to Cody Rhodes, because not that long ago, I mean, in fairly recent history, this dude was Stardust. So to go into a SummerSlam main event with the greatest of all time, hold your own, the match doesn't look sloppy. This was a brutal bout. There were table spots. These guys were fighting in the audience. There was a nice little visual where they actually ended up under the stage and John Cena just kind of rose up with Cody Rhodes on his shoulder. It was nice. The lighting was beautiful. These guys ate more than 3 finishers each. There was literally just a part of the match where it was like crossroads, 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 kick out, attitude adjustment, attitude adjustment, attitude adjustment, kick out, to the point where you're like, what the hell? What is it gonna take for the bell to ring one last time? Like, what is gonna happen? Eventually, Cody Rhodes overwhelms John Cena. John Cena standing up, back to Cody. Cody Rhodes hits one last salute. I'm not gonna lie, I started to get emotional. When he hit that salute, I was like, yeah, it's up for your boy. It's up for John Cena. Hits the salute, hits him with a crossroads. 1, 2, 3. Your new WWE Universal Champion is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. After the match, Cody Rhodes immediately with tears in his eyes. John Cena, you could read the lips. John Cena looking at Cody Rhodes. Hey man, that's all I got. That's all I got. You could tell it was a real passing of the torch moment. And this sucks because I've always said nothing makes me feel as young and as old at the same time as WWE. On one end, I'm watching this pay-per-view jumping up like I'm a 5-year-old. And then on the other end, you realize John Cena has had a 20-year career and you've watched it from start to finish. This was a really nice moment. It was bittersweet, little passing of the torch. Cody Rhodes gets his title handed to him by John Cena. Cody Rhodes leaves the ring, lets John Cena bask in his glory. Cody Rhodes is emotional. Commentary's emotional. I'm emotional. John Cena's emotional. Michael Cole made a great call. He's like, guys, enjoy this while you can. We got 4 months and a couple dates left of John Cena. He will not be here forever. So bask in the moment, enjoy the dates. And I was like, yeah, facts. It really is coming to an end, eh? John Cena kisses his finger, taps the mat. He goes to leave and then it happens. Brock Lesnar's music hits. My heart sank. I've never been on such a roller coaster of emotions for a long time. I couldn't tell you the last time. I was damn near about to cry when this goddamn match ended. Brock Lesnar's music hits and immediately the hair on my hand stood up. It's like The Rock. When he showed up, he does this. I didn't know what the hell was gonna happen. I knew it wasn't nothing good though. Brock Lesnar walks to the ring. He circles it like a shark. He's looking at Cena. Cena's getting ready. Brock Lesnar runs into the ring. They go back at it for a couple seconds. Cena has some fight. Not for long though, man. He just came through hell. Brock Lesnar drops him with an F5. So we'll see where this goes, man. Brock Lesnar looks like he has Cena on his radar. We will see where this goes. I cannot wait. This farewell tour is picking up because I wasn't sure where Cena was going to go, either if he won or he lost, but to have Brock Lesnar in your back pocket just like that, and supposedly this is who John Cena wanted to work with. I heard that he's calling the shots for his farewell tour. If anybody deserves this shit, it definitely is John Cena. Anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling now, or I'm not gonna start rambling. The review is done. That was SummerSlam Night 1 Saturday, Night 2 Sunday. I appreciate you guys. We did live stream the main event, but I will let you know 100% transparency. YouTube hit my black ass with a copyright, so I don't really mess with the copyright stuff. I don't even go in and try to edit that. Once they put a strike, I'm trying to build this up, so I'm not trying to step on any toes. I took it down. It ain't a ruse. It ain't there anymore. I got to figure this out. Like I say, we're building the plane as we fly it. So little things like this are to be expected. Little hiccups. So the live stream of the main event is not on my page anymore, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll try to see how to do some live streams together because that was fun. Shout out to the 17 people who did show up. And I'm now over 100 followers on YouTube. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I feel like this is one of those things where you have to appreciate the journey. And so for that, I thank you guys. Keep hitting like, keep hitting follow, keep rocking with me. Follow me on TikTok. TikTok, what the hell is that? That sounds like almost like some different kind of site. TikTok. Follow me on Instagram. Obviously, hit the subscribe on YouTube. Like I always say, we're trying to create the best wrestling community on the whole goddamn internet, in the whole world. So let's do this together. You guys have a great night. I appreciate you. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.